All right, Matt, thank you very much. We have an evacuee on the phone right now. We've got Eric Cooper, I believe.
Thank you.
Is it Eric?
Yes, it's Eric.
Hey, Eric, how you doing? It sounds like it's been such a crazy night or morning now for everybody. You can't.
I will.
Yeah, go ahead and share your story with us about evacuating out of Gatlinburg. I mean, how much time did you have in order to leave? How did you know you needed to go?
You know, sadly, it seems like the Sevier County and the city of Gatlinburg have no emergency preparedness at all. I was home fighting a cold most of the day and only had a friend call to say, hey, I think that they're evacuating Ski Mountain. So I really didn't believe that because I knew the fires are coming from Walland, the smoke anyway, and I knew that we had some smoke coming from the chimney tops. But chimneys are about 10 miles from the city line there in Gatlinburg. So I figured, well, we're probably pretty safe. In the meantime, I called the non-emergency line for the Gatlinburg Police Department and verified with an officer that, yes, in fact, they were evacuating Ski Mountain. I packed as much as I could as quickly as I could, got into the car, and then knocked on all the neighbors' doors from the visitors and the residents that live in that area, visitors that are visiting in the condos and the cabins, and did the best I could to evacuate about 40 people. I went as far up Ski View Drive as I could until I couldn't pass a tree that had fallen, and I couldn't get it moved out of the way myself. So anybody else that was up that way is probably stuck on their own. Came back down Ski View Drive, got out more folks out of condos, and then tried to get them down Ski View Drive, thinking that was the best way away from the fire that was coming in to the city of Gatlinburg from the edge there where Ski Mountain Road is the entry point up Ski Mountain toward Ober. When we were going down Ski View Drive, the fire was across the road. So we all turned around and double backed to Lower Alpine Road, crossed over Lower Alpine, took Ski Mountain Road down, and could barely see within 2 feet in front of you because the smoke was so thick. The fire was on both sides of the road where Wiley Oakley meets Ski Mountain Road. As we continued past that section, the fire was on both sides of the road, but luckily the road was passable. So I kept just plowing through, came all the way down Ski Mountain Road. There's a pizza place there that was on fire, cabins on both sides of the road burning, all the way to the base of Ski Mountain Road. Found a fireman at the bottom of the mountain, told him I had about 40 people following me down, asked him if River Road was the safest way to exit the city, and he said, no, use the Parkway. So I used the Parkway, and everybody jumped into traffic. Bad part is everybody's following traffic lights, and they're following the normal flow of traffic. Nobody's using the opposite lane. So I just turned on flashers and started a road full of people that are all using the emergency lane to evacuate out of that area because the fire was just too close. The zip line up on the mountain behind REI was on fire. Looked like REI was on fire on the side there. Fire department was getting ready to protect the Marathon gas station. It was just completely a disaster, and it's really sad that it got to this point. Somebody should have called this a lot sooner. Somebody should have known that with 60-plus mile-an-hour winds, embers are going to carry as far as 10 miles and start the city on fire. With all the visitors we have, with all the people that live there, nobody sounded a tornado siren. Nobody made robocalls or anything else from the police department. Shortly thereafter, I drove to Mix 105, ran into the studio where Jay's the DJ to tell him how bad it was outside his door. And he started broadcasting, thank God, to tell people to get out of there until he lost the radio signal because the tower was compromised. The tower's up on Ski Mountain.
What
he
time?
Lost the signal and they're off the air.
You know, Eric, what time was all this when you started?
About 7:15 was when I left.
7:15.
Yes, sir.
And you got everybody out that you're aware of?
As best I could. Everybody that was around me on Upper Alpine, Ski View Drive, on the upside of Upper Alpine, and all the houses that are on Upper Alpine and those condos in that area. There's about 40 people at least with babies and kids and everybody else involved, elderly people. Just ran through blowing the horn, yelling out the window, knocking on doors, used my Maglite flashlight to shine in windows, just trying to get people to get out.
Sure, sure.
But it shouldn't be on a citizen who, you know, I'm not even here half the time, so I was lucky to be home to even do that. It should be on the police department and some other emergency preparedness planning that says in the event of a disaster, this is what we do.
Now, is there?
I really feel like we were on our own.
Do they typically have a tornado warning siren that goes off, you know, once a week, you know, just to practice, just to make sure it works, that kind of thing, that you're aware
Sir,
of?
I wish I could tell you that. I wish I could tell you that for sure. I know at the very top of Ski View Drive, I've seen some sirens up there. It wouldn't be a bad idea to put something like that in. We certainly need some kind of robocall service where if we register our phone numbers with the police department, they can send out an automated message and let people know the circumstances.
Sure.
If it wasn't for a friend that called me, I would probably be in my house burned alive.
Wow. And so how many structures did you see on the way out that were on fire, would you say?
Oh, with cabins included and some of the businesses coming down Ski Mountain, there were at least, I would say, a dozen.
Wow.
Now, further down, I can only imagine as bad as it's gotten.
So now what?
When I drove out 321, Cobley Knob was on fire out in that direction. I drove straight out to Cosby and caught 40 to drive back across to catch the Mix 105 station off of Dumpling Valley Road. And all I can tell you is you can see it all lit up from that distance. So it was a mess.
Yeah. So what do you do now, Eric?
Well, at this point, hope for the best, pray for the best. Hopefully everything will turn out okay. Leave it in God's hands.
Yeah.
The house can be replaced, but your life can't, your
Yep.
friends can't, your family can't.
Yep.
So I will definitely work proactively with the city to try to improve our emergency preparedness. I've lived in the city for 28 years, so it'd be nice that we all work together and try to have some kind of community planning on something like this so that this doesn't happen twice.
Right.
I would have called this around noon, possibly 3 o'clock, if I knew that the winds would pick up the way that they did. I was watching your broadcast this afternoon, and that's how I learned that we were going to have some heavy winds coming. And when I saw the direction of those winds blowing through, it was hurricane force winds at 60 miles an hour. It's what it felt like. Trees swaying, branches breaking. I have parts of a rock cliff that broke off in my driveway and left the boulder in the bottom of the driveway. I'm lucky to get out as I got out, but like I say, we should have called this a lot sooner, and people could have gotten out much safer.
How close, Eric? Any idea about your place up there? Was the fire pretty close by the time you got out? Was it far away? Was it blowing the other direction?
The fire was toward the base of the mountain, but with the winds being the way they are, I would not be surprised if my home was gone.
Right. Well, Eric, I'm glad you got out of there okay, man.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. Thank you for your time.
Thanks for helping everybody too, letting them all
Yes,
know.
sir. God bless you. I hope
Thank
we all make it out safely. Thank you.
Yeah, you too. All right, Eric.